Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to talk about Flutter for Web. I know I'm a little bit late but trust me, I was having a very good time in San Francisco. It was kind of a memorable time which was like the one of the best time of my life, you can say, and it was very memorable. So that's why I thought about waiting for some time, let other creators do some stuff with the lot of announcement which happened last week. So now I'm back to India, so let's talk about Flutter for Web. So if you'll go to flutter.dev/web, then you will see this page where you will see that how Flutter for Web actually works. So one thing which has changed is that now Flutter for Web is not called Hummingbird. They have dropped that name, maybe because Flutter for Web is making more sense rather than Hummingbird, which feels like it's a different kind of technology. So that might be the reason. And one more important part is that this Flutter for Web is right now available as a technical preview, which means it's not stable at all, and you should not do any production work with this because it's still in the development mode. So now if we'll see this diagram, then you will understand that the framework remains the same, only the engine part, which you can see this amber color, which is the engine part, which has changed, and that's how you are able to run the same application with the same existing code on different platforms. So this is the idea, and you can see a lot of notes on this technical preview, that who should use it, what's the purpose, how it's like how the work has been done, okay, and what are the temporarily package available. And the another thing is that this particular Flutter for Web is right now available as a separate repository, which means that they have created a separate branch for this, and that's why you need a different package for developing for web, although that will be merged later into the main SDK, which is the Flutter SDK. So don't worry about that, but because it's right now in preview, so you cannot expect that to happen, otherwise there will be a lot of problems. So not talking about that, I'm gonna let you know how to get started, and then what we will do, we'll convert one of our Pokemon application which we made earlier in the past. You might have seen the video. If you haven't, then I'll put the link in the description. That video will convert to Flutter for Web. First of all, we will fetch it from my GitHub account, and then we will see what we can do. So going back to Visual Studio Code or IntelliJ, whatever you prefer, when you will press Command Shift P in Visual Studio Code, then you will see Flutter new web project. Okay, just write Flutter and you'll see this Flutter new web project. Let me just increase the brightness at a little bit, and now you will click enter, and then it will ask you that what will be the name of the project. So I'm gonna name it web demo. Okay, so let's call it Flutter web demo, which makes more sense. And then I'm gonna select a path here, and this is fine, and then I'll select the folder, and it will create a project for me for sure. But if you don't want to use Visual Studio Code, it's totally fine. Even you can go to Flutter, if you'll go here into this Flutter web repository, which is flutter.com github.com/flutter/flutter_web. So you will see the guide to how to use the samples and how to getting started with this. So all of these details are here. So now we'll go back here and we'll see that what's happening. So it's installing some packages, and then you'll see that what we get here is little bit different from what we used to get with Flutter SDK. So now we get a web folder which has this index.html, where we have this index file, where you can see it has this HTML tag, head tag, body tag, and the same thing. But you'll see in the script part that they are including main.dart.js, which means we have main.dart, but it will be compiled to JS file after you will like build this particular project, so that we get the idea. Okay, and the type is gonna be JavaScript, because you know that on web HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are the three things which works. So anyhow, this Dart is gonna be changed to JavaScript. And if you'll go to main.dart, then you will see this Flutter web UI as UI.dart and whatever. So we'll take a look. So this is the main method which will be called for first of the time in main.dart, which is a part of web. then this is calling app.main, which is your lib folders main dot where we usually write Flutter apps. So if you'll see, this is not flutter slash material dot, this is flutter underscore web slash material dot, and they have kept it separate because of like not producing any kind of issue to the main SDK, and this will be merged later, and then it will be same like this after some time, but right now it's different so that you don't get that kind of issues. Now let's try to run this app and let's see what happens. So if you'll go to terminal, you have to just write WebDev serve, and WebDev serve will do this building script snapshot and all that, and then it will run your project to a local host, and let's see what happens. And if this command does not works for you, let's say WebDev serve, then what you have to do, first of all, you have to activate the WebDev. For that, if you'll go here, then there should be a command for this. So this is the command flutter pub global activate WebDev. And then also, if this WebDev serve does not work for you, then you can write flutter pub global run WebDev, and then serve or build whatever you want to use. So now you can see this is now working, serving web on localhost 8080 is the port. Now if I'll click just here, and then it will open this 8080, and you can see Flutter demo homepage, hello world. Let's try to change a little bit. Let's just delete all these things. I don't want this kind of stuff here, so let's delete. And hello, let's say I'm changing it to Pawan Kumar. And now if I'll go back, this will not work because this is not hot restart or something. I'll just refresh my browser for the time being, and you can see hello Pawan Kumar. Now what I can do, I can just go here and I can write WebDev, okay, and then if you'll go to the documentation, then you will see something like this, which is WebDev serve auto restart, which means that it will do the hot reload part only for stateless components, not for stateful as of now, but that will be fixed later. So let's do that, serve, and then what was that, auto, it should be like this, restart. Oh, I missed something. Yes, this. Okay, now it's saying that it is working. Okay, fine. Now if I'll refresh this, this looks good. Now let's try to change this a little bit, and let's save it, and you can see this has changed. So this is working pretty good. And hello Kumar, let's try and save it, and you can see hello Kumar. So this is how Flutter for Web actually works. Now what I'll do, I'll just delete all of it, and let's try to import again flutter web slash material dot, then the same thing, void main run app, okay, and then I'm gonna say it my app. So I'm just doing it from scratch, you can say. And then what I'll do, I'll make a method, a stateless widget, and I'm gonna name it my app, which is fine. Rather than container, I'm gonna write material app, and in the place of child, I'm gonna, first of all, I'm gonna make the banner as false. In the home part, I'm gonna say home page. Now we are gonna make home page, okay, so stles widget, we are gonna say it home page. Now here, rather than container, we are gonna have a scaffold, and then we are gonna have an app bar, which makes sense, okay, and then we can have an app bar, and then we can have a title. In the title we can write text, okay. Oh, this is interesting. Now in the text we will write Flutter for Web, then it will have something called a background color. Let's change the theme a little bit here. So for theme, it will be theme data. Oh, it's not showing me so many things here. Let's change the primary swatch, so I'm gonna call it colors dot red for the time being, it looks much better. And then after the app bar, I can have the body where we can say into the center I'm gonna have a child where I'm gonna say text. Why it is showing prefix and all that, I don't know. Oh, there's something wrong with this. I'm not sure what's the problem, but I'm gonna fix it soon. So in the child text I'm gonna say welcome to web, and then in the floating action button I'm gonna write floating action button. Nothing is working for me, to be honest. Why, I don't know. So probably I bought a new laptop, that's why it's happening. Okay, so I'm gonna just write icons dot add, and then on the on pressed I'm gonna do nothing. Okay, now let's refresh it and you can see welcome to web. And as you can see, I have this app bar, but this button is not showing the icon. Welcome to web is fine. And let's try to add a drawer here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add a drawer, and yes, so this is the drawer. And now if I refresh it, then you can see this is showing some random this square icon, which is like the icon is missing or something like that. If I'll go to inspect part, then go to console, and you can see that font manifest does not exist. So this is the issue which we are getting, that we have to make this file font manifest, where we can specify that from where you can fetch the material icons. So any kind of font you want to add, you have to make an asset. So in the web folder we will make a different folder which we will call assets, and here we will make a new file which will be font manifest.json. okay, this file will have a code which I'm gonna take it from here. So this will be the code where we will have an array. Inside array we will have a JSON object where we will specify the family is material icons, and we are going to fetch the fonts from this particular side, which will return us the WOF2 format of the material icons font. Now if you will refresh it, just go to main.dart, just go back, and you can see you have the drawer icon, you have the plus icon. It's looking so good. Now what I'm gonna do in the body part, let's do one more thing. Let's make a list view here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add a list view dot builder, and item count, let's say 50. And for 50 items, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna return a list tile. Okay, and then I'm gonna have the title as text, and item, and then I'm gonna name it index, and let's try this. So if you'll see here, we have a list. It looks good. So it has 49 items, and it's so good. Now what I'll do, I'll try to let's try this way to make it see that whether it is responsive or not, and it looks like fine so far. So if you'll press this plus, this looks good. So everything almost looks good to me, at least. And so this is what we can get, and similar things we can do here with this project. And I'm gonna push it on the on my GitHub, and you can see that the link will be available in the description. But now what I want to do, we can do a lot of things here, right? What we do usually with any kind of application. But now what I want to show you is that how to do the same thing with the existing app, how to make it work in the existing app. So if you'll see here, we have a lot of things here in the pubspec.yml. Let's take a look. So in the pubspec.yml, you can see that we have build runner, we have build web compilers, and we have Flutter Web and all that, these kind of things available here. So these are the settings which we need to do with any other application which we are gonna use. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just end this particular thing. Now I'm gonna go to my github.com/impawan, and here you will see that I have in the repository section, if you will write Pokemon. Okay, and now I'm also gonna publish the Flutter for Web version of my Flutter UI kit. So this is the Flutter UI kit. So the web version is also available for this Flutter UI kit. Where it is? So this Flutter UI kit, it has the web version now available. I'm gonna push it soon. So let's go back to our Pokemon app, and you will see this is the Pokemon app I'm talking about. This is already written in Flutter. You will go to clone, and you are gonna just copy this URL. Now I'm gonna open the terminal and I'm gonna clear it. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just write git clone, and I'm gonna just clone this Pokemon app inside my VS Code, inside my Mac OS, and now I'm gonna open it in VS Code. So I'll write something like this. Oh, so I have to go to Pokemon app, and then I'll write code dot, oh, code is not working. Why it's not working? Oh, so the code command is not working, so I'm manually gonna open it in my VS Code here. So I'll close this folder. I'll open more from so file, open folder, so open, and here I have a long list. I'll select Pokemon app and then I'll open it. So I have bought this new MacBook, so that's why a lot of settings has been missing, so pardon me for that. Now we have this Pokemon app. Now I'm gonna fix a problem which is with the HTTP package. So earlier when I made this particular sample, this is not a perfect sample, first of all. Second, when I made this, then this HTTP used to be available inside the Flutter package, but now it's not. So we'll go back to pubspec.yaml. We are gonna fix it by writing here that please pick the package from anywhere, and then it will not show me that error. Now it's fine. Now I'm gonna write fixed HTTP package issue, and okay, and then I'm gonna commit it and I'm gonna push it back to my repo so that we could get it. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna do anything here, but rather I'll create a new branch from here, and then I'm gonna name it Flutter Web. Okay, Flutter Web, and then whatever we will do to this new branch, which is Flutter Web. If you will see here, this is the Flutter Web branch now. So now what I'm gonna do, so this is fine, this looks good, all looks good. Now what you need to do, you have to go to pubspec.yaml. you have to do a little bit changes. Let's make it 2.2.0 minimum, and this is fine. Let's remove the Flutter SDK first of all. Let's remove the Cupertino icons because it's not gonna work. Now this is fine, this is also fine. We will receive a lot of issues. Let's remove Flutter test from here, and this looks good. We can disable this as well. This is not needed as of now. And now what I'm gonna do, in the dependencies section, I'm gonna add Flutter Web. Okay, let's pick any version of it. Then Flutter Web UI, let's pick any version of it. So this is what we need here. And in the dev dependencies, we need build runner. Okay, there's a spelling issue, any of it. And then we need build web. This new keyboard is a little bit different. Compilers. Okay, this is what we need. And then we need to, like, this Flutter Web and Flutter Web UI is not available under pub.dartlang.org. So as you can see, that depends on Flutter Web, which does not exist. So we need to override this dependency. So we will say dependency overrides. Okay, now here I'll say Flutter Web, let's say, first of all, then I'll write git, then I'll write URL, and we can specify URL as https://github.com/flutter web. Okay, then we need to specify the path, which is packages/flutter web. Okay, now I'm gonna just copy this and gonna paste it here as well. Now rather than Flutter Web, we will say Flutter Web UI. The URL is gonna be the same, but the path is gonna be this. And now let's do a refresh, and it will start getting the dependencies. And I want to see exit code 0, which means everything is done properly. And now still take some time. Okay, and you can see it's downloading something. It's, I guess everything is done for the most part, and it has changed 55 dependencies and exit code 0. So we got what we wanted. Now we got some errors as well, because in main dot this material dot is not exists, this flutter/material dot. So we are gonna just replace it flutter_web/material dot, and it will fix all the issues here at least. And then in the Pokemon detailed, the same thing we have to do, and it will also fix all the things. Now if I'll go back to terminal, I'll try WebDev serve, and it has started this particular script here. It's making snapshot and all that, and let's see if that works. So I'm gonna just save this main dot as well, starting resource servers and all that. And this is our Pokemon app. I'm pretty happy to see this working, and let's see what happens. Okay, and still starting the server, still taking some time, and we can have that much time for sure. So as one more thing which I forgot to mention is that I am using Flutter 1.5.4 hotfix 2, which is the stable version right now. So please make sure that you are using that, otherwise let's start the server again. There was some issues, I don't know what kind of issues. So please make sure that you are on the latest version of Flutter, at least the 1.5.4, otherwise Flutter Web will not work. So that's one of the issues. And now I'm still waiting for it to get start running. So what we are doing in the Pokemon app, if you want to know, then you have to watch my tutorial for Pokemon app, which is available in the description. The link is available, or I'll try to put a card as well. So there is some problem with this. Let's try WebDev build. Let's build the project first. Let's see if that works. Running build. Okay, so there is some problem. No asset exists in web, skipping output. That is fine, but why the serve command is not working? Let's try that. Starting resource servers. I mean, we have done everything fine so far. There can be some issues as well, so please be with me. I'll definitely fix all of them if there is any kind of issues. Let's try running on the local host. What we get, this is still not available. So let's go to pubspec.yaml. Let's try to see. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna write Flutter Packages pub global run WebDev serve, because sometimes it happens that that command does not work. Okay, so throwing away cached asset graph due to Dart SDK update, there is something issue with that, and I'm still wondering what's the problem. So it should be I'm not sure what kind of problem it is, so let's try to fix it before we can proceed. What I'm missing, I'm still trying to figure out what So we forgot one most important part, that we have to make another thing, which is a folder, which is the web, and inside web we will create a new file, index.html. How can I forget it? And HTML5. Now here in the document we will say PokemonApp, and everything is same. Then we will add a script tag, and inside this script tag we will have something called default source, which we will say main.dart.js, and then the type of it would be application/javascript, and then this is done. Now we will create a separate file which we will call main.dart. Okay, and then here we will first of all import flutter web/material.dart. Then we will import flutter web underscore UI, and then we will use the UI.dart as UI, and then we will import package slash colon Pokemon slash main.dart as app. Now we are gonna make another main method here, and we will make it asynchronous. Here first of all we will await for this UI dot, and we will say what we can say, web only initialized platform. So right now what we want is just web only platform. So initialize this platform, and then we are gonna use this app.main method to execute our main.dart from lib folder. So that's what we need to do. We can skip this part, that's not needed. So now if I'll go and run WebDev serve, it should work this time. Yes, it's working. It has given me this warning that, you know, I'm going to throw away some cached asset graph to Dart SDK brand and all that. That is not a problem. So our web is serving on this localhost 8080. Let's try to run it, and here on the top you should see PokemonApp, or Pokemon whatever I mentioned in the index, PokemonApp, and you can see PokeApp. It is showing these things, although there is issue with the icons, but we will fix it, and it's working. Did you see that? Okay, and oh, there's some animation. It's still in the debug mode, so there can be some lags as well, but it's working. Now let's fix this asset issue. So in the web, gonna make a folder assets, and here I'm gonna add font manifest.json, and I'm gonna copy my font manifest.json file. And now if you'll see, okay, will it work? And let's do one thing. We are gonna write WebDev serve auto restart, and then it should restart for us. Let's refresh it once, and yes, we can see this icons have fixed. Now this is also looking good. There can be a lot of changes we can do with this. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to main.dart here, and I'm gonna fix the height of this Pokemon. So let's make it something like media query dot of context dot size dot height. Whatever the height is, I'm gonna just divide it by 0.2, and same for width, I'm gonna do it. Okay, so width, let's refresh it and let's see what happens. So the Pokemon got a little bit bigger or not? I'm still wondering. So let's make it 0.3 and 0.3. Let's see if that works. Oh, Pokemon is still not that big. What's the problem? Oh, what's the problem? So what we can do, let's, rather than fixing this like this, let's try to give some height, let's say 300, and let's see if that works. It's still not working. Oh, so maybe it's happening because of the column, and maybe we have already fixed the main axis size dot max. Let's try this way. Okay, so whatever, I mean, this is not working. So there might be some reason for it. Let's try this way. Okay, so this is not working as of now. and I don't know, maybe we have to remake it properly, because there can be some outer dependencies by which it is not working properly, and this is probably of this as well. So if I'll just remove it, still not working. Let's try this. So fit box fit dot cover, let's try this as well. Oh, this is now working. So probably happened because of that, and now this height 300 is working. Let's try 200, and yeah, it's working. So this was happening because of the fit, and now if we have fixed it, so you can use the media query directly here, and then you can make it responsive. Let's try to do that. Okay, and size dot height into 0.3. okay, what's happening? 0.3. Same thing we will do here as well. Okay, but we will replace it with the width. Oh, this is so big, so I'm gonna do this. Oh, this is still big. Oh, this is the problem, I guess. Oh, this is fine. So this is looking better than what it was, and now if we go there, is working fine. So this is just a demonstration of how you can convert your application to the Flutter web part of it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna come and make more stuff with this. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, press the like button, also share it with others. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not the subscriber already. Press the bell icon to get the future updates, and comment in the comment part to tell me anything about it. Thank you so much. Bye bye, take care and have fun.